Excuse me, please. You don't move. Your head is going up his ass.
The movie begins with a drunk man lying on the street when a young boy approaches him, asking if he has seen the news. The man, Hancock, glances at a nearby TV screen and sees a group of criminals speeding away in a stolen car. We learn that Hancock is a reckless, alcoholic superhero with incredible strength, the ability to fly, and invulnerability. However, his careless actions and destructive methods make him widely disliked in Los Angeles. The public mocks him, often calling him a specific insult, which enrages him. Spotting the criminals in the stolen car, Hancock swoops down and, with his immense strength, lifts the entire vehicle before placing it on top of a tall tower. Though he successfully stops the criminals, the destruction he causes in the process fuels the public's resentment toward him. Reporters and bystanders bombard him with rude remarks, and he responds in the same manner. The scene shifts to a traffic jam near a railway crossing, where a man named Ray is stuck in his car, which happens to be positioned on the tracks. Trapped between other vehicles, he is unable to move forward or backward. As he struggles to get free, he notices a train approaching fast. Desperate, Ray tries to escape, but the car door lock won't open. Just when he is about to accept his fate, Hancock arrives, shoving the car out of the way just in time and stopping the train with his sheer strength. However, the abrupt stop causes damage to the train cars, further aggravating the public, who continue to criticize him. Ray, however, defends Hancock, telling the crowd that he owes his life to him. He shakes Hancock's hand and, seeing his damaged car, invites him home. Ray's young son, Aaron, turns out to be a huge fan of Hancock, and the family welcomes him inside for dinner. Ray's wife, Mary, however, does not seem pleased by his presence. During the meal, Hancock interacts playfully with Aaron, but Mary disapproves of his rough language and demeanor. When Aaron mentions a school bully, Hancock jokingly advises him to kick the bully in a sensitive area and drag him across the floor, something that shocks Mary even more. As Hancock prepares to leave, Ray stops him and expresses his desire to help him earn the respect of the city. A few days later, Hancock visits Ray again to ask for advice. Ray shows him footage of his past rescues, pointing out how he often causes massive destruction despite his good intentions. Meanwhile, a news report criticizes Hancock for missing multiple court hearings, with a reporter insisting that he should be jailed. Ray comes up with a plan: Hancock should willingly turn himself in and serve time, proving that he is willing to follow the law. Ray believes that once Hancock is gone, crime rates will rise, and the public will begin to appreciate his importance. Hancock reluctantly agrees and surrenders to the authorities. In prison, he encounters criminals he previously captured, and many attempt to attack him. However, he easily overpowers them, as no one is strong enough to defeat him. Though he could escape at any moment, he chooses to stay, waiting for the city to call upon him again. Sure enough, crime increases, and Ray visits Hancock in prison, informing him that he has been sentenced to 8 years but could get out in 4.5 for good behavior. Frustrated, Hancock smashes a prison gate but ultimately calms down when Ray reminds him of their plan. During his time in prison, Hancock is visited by Mary and Aaron, who bring him homemade spaghetti. Eventually, when the city faces a crisis, the police request his help. This time, Hancock dons a superhero suit and makes a conscious effort to minimize destruction. Following Ray's advice, he compliments police officers on their work, but his efforts are initially met with skepticism. However, after successfully saving a female officer, he continues his mission and eventually rescues hostages from a dangerous situation, eliminating their captors with precision and control. For the first time, the public acknowledges Hancock's heroism. He is met with applause, and the police commend him. Later, at dinner with Ray and Mary, Ray asks if Hancock is from another planet. Hancock reveals that he has no memory of his origins, only that he woke up in a hospital 80 years ago with no recollection of his past, except for 2 movie tickets and a pack of gum in his pocket. He also explains that he heals incredibly fast, recovering from severe injuries within an hour. Later, as Ray drunkenly stumbles home, Hancock and Mary share a brief, unexpected kiss. To his shock, Mary reacts by throwing him across the room, revealing that she, too, has superpowers. She warns Hancock not to tell Ray or anyone else about this revelation. The next morning, Ray notices the damage to their house, and Mary blames it on Hancock sneezing too hard. Now suspicious, Hancock tests Mary's strength by trying to stab her with a fork, only for it to break. He attempts other tests, confirming that she is indeed superhuman. Eventually, Mary admits the truth: she and Hancock are the last of their kind, beings that have been called gods, angels, and superheroes throughout history. She explains that the closer they are to each other, the weaker they become, which is why she has been avoiding him. Hancock, however, refuses to believe her entirely and confronts her in public, leading to a heated battle between them. Mary, being stronger, overpowers Hancock, and their fight causes widespread destruction. As Ray witnesses Mary's abilities firsthand, he demands an explanation. Mary finally reveals that she and Hancock were once married but were forced to separate to preserve their powers. Frustrated, Hancock returns to his old habits, drinking at a bar when a mugging occurs nearby. He intervenes, but during the altercation, he is shot and, for the first time, actually bleeds. Realizing that his proximity to Mary has made him vulnerable, he is rushed to the hospital. Mary visits him and explains that they have been connected for thousands of years, but every time he tries to stay with her, he begins to lose his powers. She recounts the incident from 80 years ago when he suffered a head injury, lost his memory, and woke up in a hospital, leading her to leave him so he could heal. Before they can process everything, an escaped criminal named Parker, seeking revenge, attacks the hospital with his gang. Hancock fights back but is still weak. Mary tries to protect him but is severely wounded in the process. As Hancock collapses, Parker prepares to kill him, only for Ray to intervene, cutting off Parker's other hand. Realizing that Mary's life is slipping away, Hancock forces himself to leave, increasing the distance between them. As he does, she regains her strength. A month later, Hancock calls Ray from New York, revealing that he has engraved Ray's heart-shaped marketing logo on the surface of the moon as a gesture of gratitude.